It's very much interactive, and X Nigerian for PH is the handle for all three platforms. You can also follow me on my personal social media pages, Dkalada, TheKalada. It's a pleasure having you on the other side of the radio. It's time for us to switch conversation a little bit. We'll go to one of the topics or one of the talking points during the big stories segment, and I've titled this session, or entitled it, "Which Way River State." It reminds me, of course, of one of my favorite songs, "Which Way Nigeria" by Okusun. So right now, I want to ask the question, which way River State? As the show continues, I will be playing sound bites, and yet again, it will be from the luncheon for the lawmakers led by Martin Ameole. And in that luncheon, once again, I'll tell you the things that the FCT minister, former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, did say. Now, he said a couple of things, but something really caught my attention. And even in the response of the Rivers State government through the Office of the Information Commissioner, it struck me again. During Wike's speech, Wike talked about how, they were fighting for Rivers State structure for the sake of Rivers people, how the fight will linger up until 2027. That is, if the people in this administration stay up until 2027, right? So there is all of that calculation, all of that mathematics, all of that is ongoing. However, I want to tow a different path, and that's what struck me. Because they say it's for the people. Even the Commissioner for Information did make mention of the fact that Rivers people are solidly behind the governor. And then I realized that without the people, I've always known this, but it hit me once again, that without the people, there would be no structure, be it on the left or be it on the right. Without the people, there would be no political elites, whether, once again, on the left or be it on the right. And then I asked myself, but what are the people gaining for being either on the left or on the right? Maybe I should have tagged the conversation left or right. If we leave the Port Harcourt metropolis, as we go beyond Falga and Obiakpo, we are most likely to see dilapidated health facilities. Even the governor, at one point did admit to that fact, and it was no wonder he declared a state of emergency on the health sector, the agri sector, and I think the educational sector. If you go to certain local governments or certain communities, the schools are left in bad states. In some, the ones that I saw with my two eyes, grasses were everywhere. Roofs were falling off. If you go to some of these places, they don't have basic amenities. If I open the phone lines, when last did you have power? Some communities would complain. Some recently just got power. I called my dad the other day and he was celebrating that they finally have power. Anyways, let's not go into that. And then I asked myself, what are the people gaining in all of these political support that they are giving to the political elites? Now, the reason why some of these politicians can come out and make certain categorical statements is because they have you as their backbone. So on the show, I'm not talking too much. I think I already talked too much. Talking for 5 minutes, thereabout. I'm going to go straight to the phone lines. But I want to ask you, and I want you to think before you answer this question. How do we get these people to do things that will be beneficial to you and I? Now, get me. This structure, people say, oh, you can make it even in a crisis. Some of the billionaires, some of the richest men in the world, they made it, according to reports, during moments of crisis. They had solutions to problems. How do we ensure that these politicians don't go about bragging because of the political might they think they have, not because of whatever offices they have occupied over the years, not because of whatever position they hold as of today, but because of how many projects, now not just any projects, impactful projects that they have done for Rivers people? How do we get to that point where it is no longer an argument as to who's the best political strategist or who's got the most followers, to the point where we're asking, how many investments did you drag into the state? How many schools have you been able to refurbish? Because I don't think building new ones is the solution when we have a lot of them rotting away. How do we ensure that the measurements, the scale of measurement is development? Because this is the best time. When the left is afraid of losing to the right and the right is afraid of losing to the left, is when we can hold these people literally by the balls and demand what is rightfully ours. I don't know. It's a conversation I think we should have. I thought about it properly. I don't know if I've been able to express my thought properly, however, but this is a conversation. Which way Rivers State? Which way Rivers State? So I don't want to know who or where your support lies. However, how do we take advantage of this situation? Because like the FCT minister said, this battle may just last up until 2027. So how do we as people take advantage and ensure that, in this, we try to make them work hard to impress you and I, because they might just need us come rain, come shine. 08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230007. The WhatsApp number is 080903064416. And I'm really interested in this conversation, more than any conversation I've done today. How do we take advantage of this situation? Maybe I can liken it to what is happening in Oginigba, which of course is our last conversation. The people may have taken advantage of it and they may just be getting their market back. That's a good example, I think. What are your thoughts? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. I'll take a first call now, and after that, when we do come back, I'll talk some more. Remember, we're not concerned about your bias, your partisanship. No, I'm not. I don't care if it's Wike's faction or Fubara's faction or even Abe's faction. What I want to know is, how do we get these people? Because right now, either of these sides are desperate to ensure the other party doesn't win. All right, let's take this one. 92.3. I missed that one. Did I get this one? 92.3. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name? Please talk to me.
Mr. Joseph.
Sorry?
Mr. Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, I would ask you to speak out, or is it speak up now? Which
right.
I better know.
I think it's a worrisome situation.
Okay.
The two factions may not come to terms. I think the Rivers people, whether the mothers of this state, the fathers of this state, and the youth, they need to come together at least to protest against these bad policies of Rivers people. Because you cannot say that because of structure, the people should not have governance. This is not obtainable. It cannot happen in any state in Nigeria. Why should you destroy your own house, your own state, because of interest. If you look to OCJ Kocha, he told us about interest. He said the state interest, the institutional interest, personal interest, and that interest. And the judgment they are giving for personal interest
All right.
as against the interest of the state.
All right.
So I think it's right time they come together and have a common ground.
All right, I've got to go. I've got to go. Apologies. I do have a
You
commercial.
are tuned in to
Nigeria Info.
Rivers civil servants heave a sigh of relief over increase in minimum wage. Court remand one person in connection with attempted murder in Port Harcourt. Federal government begins implementation of salary hike for judicial officers. Court fixes date for start of former Kwara State governor's trial. Panel says socialite Bobrisky served jail term in prison but had other privileges. On the foreign scene, a mass to keep new leaders' names secret. Details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Kalada Korubatabu, and the conversations continue on Hard Facts. Just stay tuned.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, welcome back. It is the bottom of the hour. You're still listening to Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info, and I'm looking at the conversation that thrills me, and I've entitled it, Which Way Rivers State? Let's take a listen to this.
It's unfortunate in our country, every time you don't do what you're supposed to do, you shift blame to other people. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. You have seen APC, you have seen PDP, which is the Rainbow Coalition. What will happen in this state in 20, I don't know whether they will start the next state, but what will happen in this state? Local government election is not general election.
All right, so what will happen in this state? But you see, it's no longer news that it is a political battle. They're slugging it out for who will take control of the political structure. The FCT minister did not hide it in his speech at that luncheon. It brings me, at the point of desperation, taken advantage. When you they may be desperate to overcome opposition, and in this case, opposition would mean either sides, right? So let's get your thoughts. I really, and I think we've agreed on the show. How do we take advantage? Because if you followed this political drama critically, you would see that there's certain things we did not know. For instance, the statement about local government results being written at Government House. For instance, some of the things that were said and allegations made as it relates to the results that emanated from Rivers State during the general elections. About 2 people made very strong statements. For instance, how thugs are used to throw dynamite. Each side had their stories to tell. So some of these things that would go unnoticed before, they've come to the fore. People now know them. So how do we take advantage of this time to say, okay, you want our support. You say Rivers people are behind your government. How about you give us this, and this? You said Rivers people are behind your group. How do we get this, and this? I'm wondering. It's time for Rivers people to bring out their negotiation skills. What are your thoughts as it relates to this? Which way Rivers State? I've got Cott from Uniport. Cott, welcome. Talk to me. What is on your mind?
Yeah, Canada, good evening.
Yeah, greetings.
Canada, the politicians have conquered the people.
Oh, really?
They have conquered people in the hand of these people.
All right.
Because the only time you hear the people in their mouth is in political gathering like this. According to this campaign, they have started 2027. That's the only way you hear the people on their mouth. Because they know that have no power. Assuming the voters card in our hands, that they have power, that is a working document, these people could about take us for a ride. But they know that we will not in our hands. That's why every time they come and ride up. There's nothing we can do. When they call for protest, they will already have to agree. They do that, they declare wanted. They are conquerable. There's nothing we can do.
All right.
Until when the voters card become a working document in your hand, none of them will come and ride up again.
All right, Cott says there's nothing we can do. Do you agree with him? I've got Jude from Omuma. Jude, welcome. What is on your mind? Talk to me.
on my mind is that the political leaders should listen to the people.
But how do we get them to listen? I mean, usually we say politicians don't listen, but in these times we find ourselves, I feel like their weaknesses have been made bare. How do we get them to listen? How do we get them to work for the people this time? Really, it's a very sincere and technical question.
What you and I, as some other people are doing, we can make them listen to the people, because you don't expect the people, everybody to come out and say you are not doing this or you are doing this. Those who can come out to say praise the government at all times are those we call the sycophants. But what you and I are doing and many others can make government listen to the people. And when they do that, they will get what they now call structure. The support of the people will give them what they call structure. When they have the maximum support of the people, they have built very strong structure. Example, in my local government, Ahuma, if you go there, okay, we are connected to the national grid from creation. And everybody has been enjoying constant light because we have 33 kV here. Everybody enjoys that, whether rich or poor. And the local government has been paying. But the past 8 years, the light was gone completely. We never had light for 8 years. Now, as the light is back, everybody is enjoying light. Even if I go to the village now and tell them, the local government chairman is not doing well, they will not listen to me.
Okay.
Because of the service they have gotten, because of the service the local government has given to them. For me, that's the support.
All right, then.
And if such support goes around other local government, supporting government, that's the structure.
All right,
very
then.
solid structure, nothing more than that.
All right. Right. Thank you very much. I've got to go. I've got Origi. No, Cookie Gam called in first. Cookie Gam from 3. Welcome. What is on your mind? I like to hear.
Good evening.
Which way? Rivers State. Rivers State.
I was against the radio station. This question was asked. I want to tell you what I told them that day. Canada, remember Peter Odile was the governor of River State. Amechi was his close ally. Amechi was supposed to not plan for 8 years. And there's a problem now. Governor also ruled 8 years. There's a problem. Father, what is the cause?
No. Cookie Gam, your Cookie Gam. We're not get to. No. We're not talking about Cookie Gam. That's not. Listen. Can you listen to me? That's not where the conversation is going. The question is how do we this between both camps.
Let us have true reconciliation between all rivers men and women.
Welcome. What is on your mind? And we make the drawing then.
It's not me and you.
No, but we. I mean, these people are representing you and I. I mean, if if I know you very well, you are a supporter of the FCT minister. He is your representative in the political arena. How do you get him to listen to you? There has to be a way. Yes.
I am an independent man and a man of PDP. They are tired. Nobody will discuss it and they will accept.
All right then.
They are tired. Nobody will discuss it and they will accept.
All right then. All right.
So the way forward is when they are tired, anybody ordinary me go and talk to them, they will listen.
All right,
but
then.
for now, they are not tired.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your thoughts there. Asetiko A from 3 says, greetings. I'm not going to answer that name. I keep telling you. I'm not going to answer that name. I keep telling you. But KDB, there is no way to take advantage of the devil and deep blue sea. Only workable electorate gives the people power. We are a conquered people. By death, lines to work. Else we are dissing ourselves. Okay. Let's say this other one. This is greetings, Mr. K. Batubo. The remarks made by the FCT minister is laughable and unfounded because, as far as I, Onatek Clinton West, is concerned, Governor Fubara's administration is going to complete his 4 years mandate given to him by Rivers State. I want to take anything worse. Thank you very much for that one. This one says, Stephen Dickens from Rupoko, I think it's time Nigerians rise against bad politicians like you mentioned in name. What a threat on Rivers people. See the desperation just because of power. The truth is, in politics, if you come through a bad way and maybe you put someone through that bad way and the person chose not to follow that bad way, you let him be. Who knows if you will be alive by 2027. All right, okay. Melody Uniport says we have to stop hero worshipping of these self-acclaimed leaders who have contributed significantly in causing poverty and sufferings. We should be deliberate in dismantling all the negative old orders, strongholds and structures that have used our wealth to make themselves demigods. We should also be bold to be calling them out and asking the relevant questions. The glory of the king is the number of followers that hero worships him. Let's try and shun them and their peanuts henceforth, and they will feel lonely and understand our worth. This one says, and I think I may like this one. It says, have you read the book by Tekena Ameyeofori titled Democratizing Without the People? Also recall that architect Toyko was recently quoted as saying that Rivers people are not anywhere in the equations of this political crisis. And that is the reason I laugh when I hear Cam say it is Rivers first. To answer your question, therefore, the people will continue to be helpless so long as these crops of political buccaneers remain in office. I bet you these warring camps would easily opt to reconcile themselves if they perceive that the generality of the people are about to house both camps. It is a class struggle where poor people are the perpetual losers, and you do have an argument there. But remember, open season is upon us. After the major news, I would have to step on the brakes right now because we do have a commercial coming up. But I did love the conversation, and it's a conversation I would like to have in the nearest future. Really, I would. How do we harness this political crisis in favor of the people? When we do come back, we'll talk some more. Your messages will be read, by the way, to 6 o'clock hours, so please do stay tuned.
All right, a very